Okay, let's talk about carbs. You know them, you probably love them, but you've also probably heard they're the bad guy in the whole weight loss story. But is that really true? Are they evil? Or have we just got it all wrong? That's what we're going to figure out. And I'm sure you've seen posts just like this, right? Scroll through any social media feed and you'll find it. This feeling of just complete desperation. It's so common. And for so many people, the enemy they've decided to fight is carbohydrates. So that really is the million-dollar question we're digging into. Have we been right all along to demonize this entire food group? Or is there a bigger, much more interesting story that we've been missing? Let's get into it. First things first, before we can start busting any myths, we gotta make sure we're all on the same page. So let's do a quick refresh. What exactly are carbs anyway? It's actually super simple. Carbs are one of the three main macronutrients, right alongside protein and fat. And their number one job? Energy. That's it. They're literally the fuel your body prefers to run on. They keep the lights on and the engine running. Now here's where it gets interesting, because not all carbs are built the same. On one hand, you've got your simple carbs. Think sugar, honey, even fruit. They break down fast and give you that quick jolt of energy. And on the other hand, you've got complex carbs. We're talking oats, sweet potatoes, that kind of stuff. They're packed with fiber and nutrients, so they digest way slower and give you that nice, steady, long-lasting energy. Okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off and get right to the big one. The myth that launched 1,000 diet books. Does eating carbs actually make you fat? And you're probably thinking, well, yeah, of course they do, right? We've heard it a million times. We've seen it everywhere. You cut carbs, you drop a few pounds. So it's gotta be true. Case closed. Or is it? The short answer, in a word, no. It's just not that black and white. This is one of those classic cases where a tiny piece of the truth gets blown way out of proportion and becomes this giant myth. See, here's the fundamental truth of how our bodies work. You gain weight when you take in more energy, more calories than you use up. That's it. Your body doesn't really care if those extra calories came from a potato or a chicken breast. Too many calories is just too many calories. So if carbs themselves aren't the villain of the story, then why do they have such a bad rap? I mean, where did all this confusion come from? Well, it turns out we've kind of been pointing the finger at the wrong guy. And boom, there it is. This is the key. The problem has never really been about carbohydrates as a whole. It's about a very specific kind of carbohydrate, the highly processed, super refined ones that have totally taken over our diets. So what does refined even mean? Well, it basically means all the good stuff has been stripped out during processing. They take out the vitamins, they take out the minerals, and, this is the big one, they take out almost all the fiber. And without that fiber, they're just empty calories that don't fill you up, making it super easy to overeat. And get this, 42%. That is a wild number. Almost half of the calories the average American eats come from these low-quality, refined carbs and sugars. It's no wonder we're confused. This stuff is literally everywhere. And this is why carbs get blamed, because studies are crystal clear that diets high in these specific refined carbs are linked to all sorts of serious health issues: heart disease, obesity, diabetes, you name it. We saw the damage being done by this one category and mistakenly blamed the entire family. So now that we know all this, what do we do? How do we start thinking about carbs differently? Well, it's all about shifting our mindset from one of fear and restriction to one that's a lot smarter. So let's tie this all together. Remember that feeling of desperation we started with? It all comes from this basic misunderstanding. Carbs are not the enemy. They're our body's favorite fuel. The trick is to focus on the quality of the carbs you eat. Some are just way better for you than others. So instead of cutting them all out, we just need to learn how to choose wisely. And I'll just leave you with this. What if we totally change the question we're asking? Instead of obsessing over how do I cut carbs, what if we started asking a much more powerful question? How do I choose better carbs? Think about it. That simple shift changes everything.